Emily and her mother burst through the door like two excited rockets, tears of joy streaming down their faces, like happy raindrops. "Sophia, oh my goodness! Thank the heavens you're alive and back with us," Emily's mother exclaimed, rushing in to envelop Sophia in a warm, squishy hug that threatened to suffocate her. As they gazed at the twins, Emily and her mother spoke in perfect unison, their voices like two harmonious songbirds singing in sweet harmony. "And your babies, Sophia, they're absolutely, positively, without a doubt adorable," Emily cooed, attempting to lift the twins, but struggling due to their impressive weight, which seemed to rival that of two small elephants. "Sophia, what have you been feeding them?" she asked, laughing and breathing hard, her face flushed with excitement. The twins, in perfect sync, quipped in their tiny, mischievous voices, "Mommy's been giving us lots of food and candies, and ice cream, and cookies, and..." Sophia playfully scolded, her eyes twinkling with mirth. "No sweets for you two little monkeys for a whole month. You're going to turn into two little sugar plums." The twins' eyes widened in mock horror, giggling in unison like two tiny, mischievous elves. Emily's mother intervened, chuckling and shaking her head. "Come on, let's get you all inside. We've got a lot of catching up to do, and maybe a few sweets to sneak in when Sophia isn't looking." As they entered the house, Sophia felt a sense of warmth and belonging wash over her, like a cozy blanket on a chilly day. She was grateful to be reunited with Emily and her family once again, and she knew that this was just the beginning of a wonderful new chapter in their lives. As they settled in around the dining table, Emily and her mother asked in unison, "So Sophia, tell us, why did you disappear? Where were you for 4 years?" Their eyes were filled with concern and curiosity, and they waited eagerly for a response, their lasagna momentarily forgotten. Sophia took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts, and a sip of her orange juice, preparing herself for the story she was about to share. "Well, I was in Spain for 4 years, and it's a long story, but I won't leave out a single detail," she promised, her voice steady and determined as she wiped her juice. And with that, Sophia began to recount her incredible journey, starting with her visit to the doctor, where she had received the devastating news that Finn, the oldest of the twins, had been diagnosed with a brain tumor. But thank the heavens it has been removed. She told them about the accident, the darkness, and the feeling of being lost and alone. She shared every detail, no matter how small, from the sound of the crash to the smell of the hospital room. As she spoke, Emily and her mother listened with rapt attention, their faces reflecting a mix of shock, empathy, and amazement. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. The twists and turns, the ups and downs, the moments of despair and the moments of hope. Sophia continued, telling them about her fateful encounter with Sir Jasper, the mysterious stranger who had appeared out of nowhere and changed her life forever. She described how he had given her a second chance at life, literally breathing new life into her when all hope seemed lost. She told them about the half of his vast fortune he had bestowed upon her and the company he had entrusted her to manage. Sophia's voice cracked as she continued. He became a mentor, a friend, and a father figure to me. He taught me to find strength in my vulnerabilities and never give up on life. Without him, I would have lost my 2 beautiful kids. She reached out to her kids and kissed their foreheads while they munched on their lasagna. Without him, I wouldn't be here today, reunited with you and my children. I would have been with my father in the skies. He gave me a new lease on life, and a purpose to live for. Sophia said, her voice filled with gratitude. I'll be forever in his debt for his kindness and generosity. Sophia paused, letting the weight of her words sink in. She recalled how Sir Jasper had found her, broken and alone, after the accident. He had taken her in, provided the best medical care for Finn, and given her the resources to start anew. His support had been unwavering, his guidance invaluable. Emily's mother listened in awe, her eyes wide with disbelief. Unbelievable, she muttered, shaking her head. This is a miracle, Sophia, a big miracle. And thank goodness Sir Jasper was there to help you that day. He's your guiding angel indeed. The room fell silent for a moment, the only sound the clinking of silverware against plates. Then Emily spoke up, her voice full of emotion. We're so glad you're back, Sophia. We've missed you so much. We were worried sick about you. Sophia smiled, feeling a sense of gratitude and love wash over her. I've missed you all too, she said, her voice trembling. And I'm so grateful to be home, safe and sound. I couldn't have done it without Sir Jasper's help. And I'm not just back for business, Sophia continued, her tone shifting. I'm back for war and revenge, and I must conquer, to take every single thing that belongs to me, and to make them pay for killing my father. Sophia's eyes blazed with determination, her voice low and menacing as she drove her fork into her ceramic plate, sending a shiver down Emily's spine. Emily and her mother nodded in understanding, knowing exactly what she was talking about. The air was thick with tension as Sophia's words hung in the air, a promise of retribution and vengeance. After dinner, Sophia devoted herself to her children, reading them their bedtime story and tucking them in with tender care. She opened the worn leather-bound book, its pages yellowing with age, and began to read The Princess and the Frog. Quinn and Finn snuggled deeper into their blankets, their eyes wide with wonder. As Sophia's voice brought the tale to life, she read of the beautiful princess trapped in a tower by an evil witch and the brave frog who dared to rescue her. As she read, Sophia's voice dripped with emotion, her heart aching for the princess's plight. As she finished the story, Sophia's voice dropped to a whisper. And so the princess and frog lived happily ever after, ruling the kingdom with kindness and wisdom. Quinn and Finn sighed contentedly at the end. Quinn, her little princess, asked sleepily, Mummy, are you sure I'll find my frog prince when I'm older? Sophia's face softened and she smiled, tucking the blankets around her daughter. Yes, you will, my dear. Every girl has their frog prince, and I'll make sure you're safe until he arrives. Finn, her little dragon, piped up. I don't believe in fairy tales, Mummy. I'm a boy. We don't like fairy tales. We prefer monsters and dragons. Roar. Sophia chuckled, her eyes gleaming with amusement, and her voice took on a hint of mischief as she walked to the side of his bed. Ah, my little warrior, you never cease to amaze your mother, she uttered, snuggling him with kisses. I'll make sure to find you a story with a fierce dragon to slay. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find your own treasure to protect. As she kissed their foreheads and turned off the lights, Sophia's mind raced with thoughts of her enemies, her heart burning with a fire that would not be quenched until justice was served. She was a mother, a warrior, and a force to be reckoned with. As she was about to leave the room, she noticed Emily standing by the door, a smile on her face. and a glint in her eye. "How long have you been standing there?" Sophia asked, laughing, her hand on her chest. Her heart still racing from the intensity of her thoughts. Emily just shook her head. Her eyes locked on Sophia's and embraced her. "Motherhood looks good on you, sweetie. You did a great job raising these kids all by yourself. My dear friend, you're a natural-born mother and a woman reborn, ready to claim her rightful place." Sophia's eyes welled up with tears, her throat constricted with emotion as she hugged Emily back, the two friends holding each other tightly, a friendship tempered like steel, unshakable and true.